As a technical writer, I write white papers, docs, and tutorials, and I prefer to use GitBook for my technical product and protocol documentation. If you're a technical writer who is into documentation, then you should get to know how to use GitBook. And basically, in this very short tutorial, if this is your first time using GitBook, or maybe you have been using GitBook for quite some time and you're thinking of probably if you could have used it better, I'll teach you a couple of things I know about GitBook and how I use it for my documentation and how you can, do the same. So the very first thing is to create something new on GitBook, and you over your mouse here. This is a new space. This is a new collection, snippets, importation. So the space is more like this one. Okay, let's click on it so you will see. This is a space as it has been created, and you can name it. Okay, this is where you name the doc. You can say um, demo doc, and if you are working for someone or a company where they have a logo, it's better you put your logo here instead of an icon. Come here if you have anything, you upload it from your computer. But since this is a demo, I'll be using an icon. Let's do this. Okay, so let's say Parrots Protocol Doc. I mean, yeah, there we go. And you can see we have just created a new thing over here. So you can go back to, as you can see, this is now Parrot Protocol Doc. You can also create collection. In practical sense, a collection is bundling up of your spaces. You can imagine having like 5 of this and bundling it down into one, and this is how a collection works. You can see here, so you can probably add something to it, and with that you'll create something new. Maybe just create anything under it, and that is how you bundle up things into collections. The third thing when you are trying to create new things is snippets, right? Really, snippet is a new feature that GitBook has released. I'm sure not a lot of protocols use it yet. It's more like if you have a very rough information or something customers have been referring to over time, and you just want to have a very short page to address it or anything very super vital, you can just create snippets for it. It's more like blog posts, but not really, but you get the idea behind it. Then, if you want to create something new on GitBook, the fourth way is to import content. And in a way, I feel this is one of the things I appreciate about GitBook because you can import things from website with Markdown, MS Word. But the only issue I have is that I mostly draft with Google Doc. But when I'm trying to import to GitBook, it doesn't sectionalize it as much as I would have wanted it to, but I guess that's just something quite minute and I can do myself. So you can import stuff here. You don't need to rewrite all over again or copy and paste all the time. You can just import a zip file, import it via Open API, import it, and that's a good way to start. Up next, I'll be teaching you how you can group things in your doc, right? So let's say this is the Para Protocol doc. You can have, let's create a page for introduction. Now, if you want to name a page, you come here, you say introduction or whatever you call it, might be welcome. Then this one, let's say introduction. You can create some other pages, and let me just create like 2 more so I can show you how to group properly. Let's say security considerations. In most of the documentations I write, I do my best to create probably a new page or section for security to explain the security of whatever protocol or product I'm writing about. I believe security is very essential, and I think you um, share the same. So let's say security considerations. Then this, we can say resources, right? Resources. Come here, just clean it up. Resources. And there you have it. So we can kind of create groups for welcoming, then on topics relating to security and all that, you know, for better insight into how these things work, it is when you are writing a full-blown documentation, you will have a better idea into how this works. And when I'm done with this, I'll probably show you the Uniswap documentation so you have a better idea of what I'm talking about. So here you can come create a group. So you can call this, no, we should have named the group instead. So you name the group security, then you can bring security consideration under it. No, it should be this way. You can delete this if you want. Then we can, this is, can you see this is a group? We can also create another group for, let's say, introduction. Just come here, try to create a new group and name the group um, maybe for getting started with parrots. So maybe that's the, let's put that as the introduction and drag welcome here, and there you have it. You can delete this. I hope you are following the flow. I'm doing this in real time, so you kind of have a better perspective into how to do it yourself. You can drag introduction here as well. No, I want it separate. Yeah, I hope you are noting these little things. Then maybe resources, let's just delete for now. You know, if you want to write here now, you have to write with Markdown, and that's, if you are familiar with how to write on GitHub and all that, you should be familiar with Markdown. So let's say um, welcome. Welcome. This is, and if you want to list anything, you say 1, 2, 3. Basically, go to GitHub, go download this document on Markdown. So you use Markdown to write on GitBook, and that's basically how it works. I haven't done my very simple review of it, and before I conclude, let me show you how you can share your thing. You can publish to the web yourself here and be able to share with probably anyone you're working with or something. Or you can even invite people to, maybe your editor, to edit with you, share to an audience, export as PDF. Or there is one more interesting thing here. After you have published to the web, you will be able to also connect it to a domain. Let's say my domain is parrotprotocol.io. I can add a custom domain and I'll enter it here, configure it here, go live, and it's as simple as that. So I really love GitBook and I use it for most of my documentation. Um, but notwithstanding, there are a couple of other ones I've not really tried out per se for most of my projects. I can go check them out and get to see how they feel. Docuseros, Mentlify, and but one thing I feel I probably do not um, like, or maybe I've not explored yet about GitBook is the fact that it's not too good for API documentation. Maybe it's a me thing, but I'll encourage you to check out other documentation platforms to kind of compare and see which one has the best experience for what you're trying to create. And I hope you learned something from this. If you um, did, do well to subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one. Thank you so much.